We've had some really great speakers today, and we're going to start off to continue our wonderful writers as we celebrate a student writer who's coming to share his work with us today. So I'd like to give a warm welcome to a GCHS sophomore sharing one of his own pieces of writing. Ladies and gentlemen, Gianni Carvajal.
Hey guys, I'm Gianni, and I like writing. I mean, who doesn't? I have a short story that I wrote. Oh boy, I muttered as I looked down from the enormous challenge before me. I looked back up at the steep mountain of a hill. Yeah, mountain. That's how tall this rocky, barren thing was. I looked back at the desolate landscape behind me. I felt the heat from the scattered steam vents. No wonder they called this place the Steam Plains. All right, time to climb. I sighed and I began my ascent away from the barrenness. Some say a fierce war broke out, destroying the land. Some say fire. I say it was always this way. Lost in my thoughts, I nearly slipped. I regained my footing and continued to climb. Whose bright idea was it to do this again? Oh yeah, mine. Stupid plague just had to break out and cause a stupid pursuit to find the stupid cure. Why me? Oh yeah, I'm immune to it for some reason. I hate being the hero. Gosh, this hill is so steep. It's almost a cliff. Okay, maybe 1 degree away from almost vertical. Okay, it was a cliff. No need to get into the logistics of a dangerous climb when I could fall at any moment. The late July afternoon sun beat down on my bare back as I climbed, scratching and cutting my hands and knees. I couldn't imagine climbing this thing with my shirt on. I think I would die from heat exhaustion if I did that. As I climbed, a sharp rock cut a nice gash into my right hand, allowing a steady stream of blood to drip down. At least it is cooling my hand off. Why did this stupid cure have to be in the hottest place of the country? I nearly fell again, but this time, I only held on with a single hand to hold. Well, this is quite the predicament, I joked to myself as I swayed back and forth trying to get a better footing. The rocks just kept slipping and sliding underneath me. I wish everything was back to normal. I wished I was back in my family. But here I am, 16 and about to die. I looked around for something, anything, a handhold. No, what I needed was a ledge. I looked around I spied one a few feet away from me. Close enough to jump, but far enough not to be able to reach it without a jump. Several scenes played out in my mind, all of them ending with one sound. Splat. I gathered my courage and prepared myself to leap. I swayed back and forth, gaining momentum, hoping that I don't fall off first. It's now or never, I thought. I closed my eyes, and with that, I leaped. It all happened so fast. 1 second, I was dangling for my life, and the next, I was on a safe and tiny ledge. I chuckled at the relief, adrenaline still coursing through my veins. I took a moment to pause and look back up, and I realized I was almost at the top. I finished my climb, and what I saw there was utterly breathtaking. Life. So much life. Grass grew on the top of this barren cliff. Trees arranged themselves in a sort of pathway, branches covering the trail like a tunnel. A beautiful pond of crystal blue water shone before me. Without thinking, I shrugged off my pack and jumped in the pond and let the cool relief fill me. I don't know how long I dozed off in that perfect pond. Just long enough for the sun to set and the moon to show her speckled face. It's at that moment that my mission reared its ugly head in the back of my mind. With a groan, I swam out of the pond, gathered my stuff, and walked through the tunnel of trees. Sounds of the forest surrounded me. Owls sang, crickets chirped. The whole forest seemed to sleep with a graceful song. I continued my trek and came upon a shrine. I know, it's weird, but there it was in solid gold with the symbol of the flower I was looking for all around it. There was a bizarre puzzle on the front of it as well. I climbed some little steps in front of it up to the puzzle. It turned out to be a riddle. With me there is joy, hate without. I am with the big, the small, the tall, the stout. Look to me not in the brightest of days, but in the loneliest nights, when I am far off a ways. There was a space to press the answer. Of course, it took me a few hours, but I managed. After careful thought, the answer became clear. It was the purpose of my mission, the drive behind my toils. It was the one thing I have left. It was love. I pressed my answer and the shrine opened, only me to find there was nothing there. And it didn't look like there was anything even there in the first place.